I had like a nightmare this night, and I couldn't get rid of it. And I wake up and go into the bathroom 3 times this night. And when I go back to sleep, it come back, those nightmares like. And I don't really remember what it was about. I only know that I had this going on for a long time, a nightmare that evil things will come. And as it is in the spirit, I am never killed, but it can be frightening anyway, even if you know that you are not going to be killed. Whatever happened in the nightmare. And it's Sunday today, somewhere in the end of August 2022. And I am not going to the church because they are not in the same level as me when it comes to be to know God and heaven. They aren't. And then some people have heard me saying this, and then they say, but it's the church is not only to hear, to be fed in the church, fed by knowledge. I'm not talking to be fed with the food, literally food. It's to be fed with knowledge from what's going on in with God and heaven, and what the pastor want to say about your life, and be together with other people. But for me, it's not like that, because when I am in a church, people don't like me. They almost hate me. So why should I go to a church and meeting these people with hate in their eyes, and then they turn around from me and try to avoid me? So that's not a gathering place for me, the church, when they treat me like that every time I come to a church. And I live in Sweden, so you know that is the first time you listen at me. It's sad that it's going down with the SoundClouds, a platform. I think it's hackers that is in this podcast that have make it, because I had lots of people listen at me for a half year ago, like that. And it could every day, every time, every episode had 200-300 listeners. And I see that because SoundCloud have a connection with other platforms, and those platforms is working very well, but not SoundCloud. And I think it's those profile that have this orange a picture in them, and they say that if you want to buy more follower and listener, I should go to that website and buy it. And I don't do that kind of things because it's not me. It's heaven. If they want people to come and listen on the SoundCloud's platform, they also will bring them here. It's my favorite platform. I don't know why, but I like this platform, and but I see more and more people is coming and listen to my YouTube channel, and those other is working fine, but not SoundCloud that have this problem with those that is selling to listener. But I'm not that kind of. It's not that kind of podcast. I don't want to be famous because I buy listener. It is like in those. I don't know if they do it today, but in the past they pay people to show up. Like Hitler, he buy people. It looks like everyone is for Hitler, but this was people that was paid for to go out on the street and be there when Hitler come. And I don't want that kind of thing. It's evil things. It's not good things to buy people to do things that they maybe are not interested of, and they don't even that they hate it also, but they do it for the money, and God is not money. So I let it be. So far I have not got one episode that have no listener, but it's very little on SoundCloud that I have, and going down more and more. But I have some followers that is still there and listen every time I publish a episode. And I am going to. It's a spirit here that remind me about what I was on my way to do. Before I started this recording, I should ask God to send me some spirits, 1 or 2 or 3, and spirits to tell me what it was about in the night, why I have these nightmares. This I seldom, it's very rare for me to have nightmares. So it must be something that nightmare wanted to tell me. And I know I start to talk so the spirit can come more forward. And now the spirit is saying that I should talk about this. Does it matter if when you die, if they burning up your body, or if your body is going to dig down in a grave? Does it matter? Because many religious groups believe that you should not be burn your body. It should be the body that you die with. It should lay in a grave, and that is people that and churches that they don't understand what the spirit world is about. There is no people going into the graves and laying there in the deep, cold, dark grave. It go very quick that it's disappear the body and what is laying in. It's going quick. The body disappear, be rotten, and when they burn the body, it's going instantly, going away. It's only some ashes left, some small bones there is left from the fire, and so it have nothing with the time to do. What you do, and if you believe in the spirit, in the spirit world, you know you are not laying in a grave. You are not burning into the fire. You are not be burned in the fire, literally. That when you leaving, the body die, and the spirit in you, it doesn't go and die with that body. It's leaving your body in that moment you die. So it doesn't need to have any body. It doesn't need to have a body. The spirit can live wherever it want to live. It doesn't need to have a bed to sleep in. It doesn't need a body to be in. It's free. But sometimes, of course, it's going into body for to act inside that body. And we all have this start-up spirit. We are born with a spirit, but we have to feed it. We have to place energy inside the spirit. And if we don't do that, it's a dead spirit inside the person. So the soul is... I was thinking about my son now, because he is pure evil person, but he have a soul, because he feel that he have the power when he can hide things for people, and when he can make people to fail, to be the negative way. He feel like he have success, and that is the soul. The soul is your feeling, and he have a feeling, even if it's not. If he don't know what love is, he know technical how to work with people. So everyone have a soul also, but it can be both good or negative. And so it doesn't matter what you are doing or what they are doing. You don't do anything, you're dead. But what people around you do, it doesn't matter because you are not there. Every time I see this I am not in a graveyard walking there, but when I see on television and on the internet people sitting there at the headstone and talking, and they're talking like the people is in the grave, in the soil, and they are not, but they can be in the spirit around them. But it can be very hard for people to go there to the headstone because they have moved away from it. And my mother, she said that she wanted her ashes to throw out, for no headstone. She didn't want a headstone because she say, I know that you maybe are not going to be in close to me, and you can feel the force, the duty to go to the headstone, and she was very spirit filled, my mother, and because my brother never moved away anyway. He was close to my mother when she died, but I was far away, and I was about a 4-hour drive to her city. But I think she felt that I was not going to be in Sweden my whole life, and I married in Texas, and that should have been hard if there was a headstone to go and visit, that I felt it was a force to go there. So she was spreading with the wind. There is a place where her ashes was spread, but it doesn't feel that I need to go there. I have not been there since she died, since 1990 she died, and I have not been there. So that was what the spirit that was already here. Before I say, I should ask God to send the spirit to explain what was going on in the night with a nightmare. This was the first spirit that was here, and so I wait for this other that I ask God to send. So she is standing here now. I see her, even if it's not good that I still have the door to the portal closed, but they are not limit of a door. So she is here, and it's an angel because she have a white dress on. Have the clothes as an angel, and I see her now. She is like those angels that have coming here a few times and talk. The angel. It may be not the same angel because they have the same thing. They look the same, and she have red blonde hair, long hair, a little curly is it also, not up on her skull but down is it curly in the end of the hair, and then the hair is going to her waist, and she is a white angel, but she don't need to be white. I have had a black skinned angel coming one time. I have it coming. So there is other skin color on them, and but she is typical like red hair, but she is very much blonde also, and slim. They are not never fat. They are slim, and. She's standing here, and I wait for her to talk. That's why I started this recording, because of what happened in the night. She start to say, you know, it was 3 parts of that nightmare. That message that was given to you. And you know that the first one was the hardest that was showing to you. And then it's go easier and easier. She said, and that is not a message only for you, it's for other people also. And she said that in the beginning of this podcast, there were coming from heaven spirits that was telling you and you other that listen, that follow this podcast, that we warning you and told you to store up things, and it is not the meaning of the warning to that you should know what day it should be when it happened. It's you should always be prepared for things to come. It should not coming like a thief in the night to steal your joy. It should not be in that way, because your lamp should always have oil in it to know that things can come and turn out in a way that was not expected for the world. But you don't have that mindset. You I don't know why she let me hold my thumb and pointing finger together. It's very hard together, like gluing into each other. I don't know what it means. Maybe I know it later on. Why she do that? I have this finger like that. I never have the finger doing this. But when she was talking, it was like it coming together, and that is the most important fingers that is together. And she waiting for me to explain it before she continue to talk. That she want me, and she's pleased that I pay attention to that. It's very very hard and almost painful holding together those two fingers. That is very important. Without them, it's very hard to do things with the hand if you don't have the pointing finger and the thumb. And I think it is this when you in other religions when you take in like this Hindu things or yoga things. I think I don't know about yoga, but this finger that you hold, is it this finger you hold? And she losing the grip now a little. It's not so hard and painful. So I will see in next episode. I maybe find out why she do this to me. And she's talking about this, that it was a warning, and it come because now it's very expensive for you on earth. The gas and electricity, the food is expensive things. And so we come with a warning, and we know who took that warning and started to store up and prepare you for bad times, and bought those things you needed to buy to could hold a living standard, even if it's bad days coming. As we know who you are, and we have signed you up in our book. I don't think it's the book of life, but it's like a notebook to register that you did it. Oh, now I come loose with my fingers. So that's some. She say notebook, but it's in their mind. It's stored up in their mind that you did that, and they are very pleased with you that did it, because I have many things left from that time when they say I should store up. And for me, is it very good that I listen, because I'm going to Israel, and I save up money as much as I can now. And so I eat, most of the food I eat is from the food I store up. I bought very much canned goods, and I have vitamins in tablets in that I'm drinking. It's not much vitamins, but it's vitamins I need anyway. And then I buy only like vegetables frozen, and to not only eat the canned goods, because it's not so much vitamins and minerals in them. So I buy if it's cheap. I can wait out the prices. So just now I have it been chicken have been cheap. So I have bought it, and I have a freeze. So I have take that chicken in. So I have some protein to eat. And I have protein powder stored up from that time that I can take if I need more vitamin and minerals. So that was good. I didn't know that I thought I store up the food for bad time, that I should not have maybe out of money, for example, or I couldn't go out and buy because of the virus going on. But for me, was it that I needed money for Israel. So that was very good. I don't know about you that was listen in that time and you store up. Maybe it was something that happened in your life that make you be happy that you have stored up those things that you was thinking, I need to store this up if it's coming bad times. And it doesn't need to be, the Spirit is here now. It's something I'm going to say that she confirmed that's good to say. So that it's not this to store up doesn't need to be for today, because it's personal, this warning. The warning is not for everyone and everyone, and everyone and then the same message. It's personal between you and heaven, and those the things you store up, you needed that for a time that I don't know. But for me was it to store up because I should not buy so much because I have to save money for Israel. So it's she talking about this. It's 2 weeks left for the election here in Sweden, and with all these fake things going on and hackers, and we don't know really if the election is done clean done, or if they have paid people in, for example, Russia to go in here and hack the internet system. So one group, a political group, get all the votes. So I am not into Donald Trump, but in some way he have the right thing, but he maybe did it the same in the same way, because it's often when someone accuse you for doing wrong thing, they are into it by themselves also. So it can be both sides. I'm not in a political system at all. But he make sense in some of his saying, Donald Trump. He's not really out in his brain, mental sick, but he maybe is in some part. I don't know. So I don't judge, but in some way, when he's talking, it's some. I think he got it from the outside. It's not from his inside. He is very fast to catch things without thinking on his own. That's what I'm talking about in this with the spirit way also. You have to think on your own. Okay, you can listen to people around you and you can listen to me, but you need to think on your own and ask heaven if this is true, what you hear or what you see. You can't eat it up without knowing if there is a bone you swallow and can kill you. You have to be careful in your life. And she see what this spirit God have sent me. It's not a spirit, it's an angel. And it's not exactly the same spirit and an angel. An angel is another grade of the spirit. It's more pure, coming from God. So it's a very good thing God did to send me an angel and not the spirit. Because I have talking about that when the spirits is coming closer to earth, they go weaker and they be transformed to be more like how they were when they were on earth, before they left earth. The closer they are coming, the more weak they are going. But this is an angel that have no touch the earth. So she is talking about this to be a little in the beginning of this nightmare. I was like a prey. They were hunting me, but they didn't come close to me so they could kill me. But it was forces going on, and she's saying that it's why do you don't remember the whole nightmare is because it's not good for you to remember, she is saying. And it's like when the car drove over me for 3 years ago, I don't remember. I still not remember what was going on in that time. I only remember that I saw myself flying out from the bus, and then I remember the white car drove over me, and I remember I was laying under the car and smell how it smelled, the car under it. That's what I remember. Then I wake up sitting in a full of water on the side of the street, and I don't understand why I was sitting in the water, and I don't know. And I suppose that's why we get this when we are in a trauma, when something bad happened, that we don't remember all the details because it's not good for us, for our brain. And so what she was saying here, because she is going away now, I see her leaving. What she was saying was that it was in 3 parts, the nightmares. And the first one was the hardest one. Then the second was not so long as the first one, and it was not so very evil like the first one. And the third one was very short, and I don't felt so much evil, but I was in the same situation. I was in the same landscape as the first one and the second one. So that's it was some message she gave me here, and maybe I understand these 3 different level of evil forces. And then she showed me this with the finger, the thumb and the pointing fingers. And sometimes it's a spirit here, but that's not an angel. It maybe is the first spirit that was here from the start. I will say, and the second was that she let me hold the pointing finger and the thumb together very, very hard, so that it was painful. It was really hard, and so I know. I start to understand now, because I felt it was hard to open up the whole hand when she took away this with a pointing finger and thumb, and then it was a little stiff. Those other fingers was stiff, but it was not painful. But I heard the noise of it cracking, so it had been stiff, that also. So that I understand, it means that the hand, and it's my right hand, it's symbolic. The hand, it means to action. It's the action. The hand is the action, to do something. It means, it's symbolic, the hand. And it was like glue stiff, like paralyzed. But the most paralyzed was those 2 fingers that is to pinch things with. That grip that they look at the babies, if they have, when they can do that grip, is when they start to be more move around and these things. In the beginning, they don't can use it, and now it's like a circle coming back, so that the angel was talking about to not do so much action, to wait for God to do it, to wait for heaven to do things, because my hand was stiff and it couldn't move around when she did that to me. So that means that I should wait a little with the action. What the action I should take, I don't know yet, but maybe it's coming more knowledge in my brain of what she was talking about. But that was, I don't know this with a pointy finger and the thumb, that I have to pondering about, and then I come back to you and tell you what it was, or some, maybe a spirit coming and show us and tell us what it was about later on. I can't do anything on my own. I have to wait for the spirit to come and talk. I can never talk to the spirit on my own. I always have to ask God first to talk. And the same is for them also. They have to pass by God, because that's, or else those that coming here, if they don't go through God, it can be spirits from the darkness, from evil spirits. So I don't want any evil spirits in my home. I had it enough in the past when I come back from United States. I have the episodes about it when evil spirits was coming into my home, that you can listen at. In my first episodes, I describe my walk from year 2000 until today. So there is much to listen. As I saw today, this episode is 369, 9th episode, so it's much to listen at. And that's why it's made like have no time limit on it. You can listen at the first episode today, because the message is the same. And it says that in the episodes, that it doesn't matter what time you are in when you listen at that episode, because that episode is for you today, and not what have been going on for 2 years ago when I started a podcast. It's for you today to listen. So if you have avoided to listen at those early episodes and think it's not for me because that's for 2 years ago, but it's not a time limit on the episodes, so you can listen at those old episodes. It's for you today today. It's for you, it's personal. It's not only about me, I am like an example to make you understand better about you and your life. Is it? It's not about me, what people, I hear people saying that to me, that it's only about you. But it isn't. It's about you. I am only an example of life. So thank you for listening. Have a nice Sunday if you listen today when I recorded in this episode. It's Sunday in the 28th, I think, August 2022. Thank you. God bless you.